What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to the channel. As promised, we got some Dungeon Defenders Awakened update news today from Chromatic, and it came in the form of an update to their Kickstarter page. The links, of course, will be down in the description below, so by all means, head on over and read through the entire post. Now, in addition to that, as a lot of you all know, my son is in town visiting for the weekend, so I am going to be pretty quiet on the channel over the weekend. After this video, I don't have any other content other than some live stream highlights planned to go up until my son leaves over the weekend. We're going to get out of town for a few days and have a good time. Haven't seen the little brat in about a year as he's been deployed in the Navy, and he is back home for a visit, so I'm going to take advantage of that. Now, I know a lot of us, myself included, are looking for some Dungeon Defenders 2 news. Before we get to the DDA news, Chromatic has confirmed that it's going to be a few more weeks before they give us any real news on what this endgame update coming to DD2 is, so we're going to have to just kind of be patient and wait for that to come. It is still several weeks out. However, next week there will be an update in DD2 that's going to bring in the Kickstarter costumes into the game. So after that update hits, then you will be getting the codes to redeem for those Kickstarter costumes if you have one coming after the update hits. So they will be here and in-game next week. In addition to that, there is a new Mystic costume coming, which we didn't get a tease or anything of. However, it will be coming to the game. Now let's hop right on into some DDA hotness. Now, before I get into the full post, one thing that was mentioned on the stream today, and it's been mentioned once before, but this is confirmation of it again today, is all heroes in DDA will have double jump. I mean, for me, that's a huge quality of life thing. We all know in DD2 we're limited as to what our double jump heroes are. All heroes in DDA will have double jump, and that is going to be awesome. Now, let's move right on over to that Kickstarter post. First off, they spoke a little bit about getting some new folks in. We know that there's a new UIUX guy or person that is working for Chromatic now, and we can look forward to that. In addition to that, they brought in an environmental artist, which I've posted up some of his work before. He's just seems like a hugely natural fit for the Dungeon Defenders world, and very excited to have him join in the Chromatic team as well, as it's only going to make us really some exciting looking maps in the future here. Now, they've done quite a few hardware upgrades, making sure they're prepared and ready for all platforms. They want the game to be, DDA of course, to be beautiful on all platforms, so they're getting all that dialed in. Of course, none of the other Dungeon Defenders games have ever had an actual UI/UX specialist, so our interface should look and feel just amazing in DDA, and I'm excited to see what that brings. Now, throughout the course of this past week, Chromatic has been teasing the chosen concept art for each of the original 4 heroes. We're going to go through all those images here. Now remember, this is the concept art, it's not the actual character model in game. It is the concept art that was chosen to design the heroes, though. So as we see here with the Apprentice, it is going back to the younger version of the heroes. Some of them, in some aspects, they actually look like older versions inside of a younger version's body. I don't know, it's just very strange. We're going to have to see how the final form looks and how it plays out. We've got the Apprentice here, going with that hidden eye look from DD1. And then we've got the Squire. The Squire looks pretty buff. He's got some mean calves on him, and it appears that he could be wearing Crocs. I don't think that that is intentional, but it does indeed look like he's got a pair of Crocs on, and I'm not really sure what I think about the Squire with those Crocs, that's for sure. However, the armor itself looks great. The basic animation, I love the way it looks. He's got those big, excited-looking eyes. Now, the monk, of course, we all know the monk is grumpy and silent, and in this particular piece of concept art, it definitely shines through, but here is a look at the concept of the DDA monk. And then this one is actually my favorite out of the 4, I think. This is the Huntress, obviously. A little bit longer ears. I do like the way the Huntress looks. It's kind of funny from the front view. I think this is probably my most favorite out of these 4 on the concept art. However, from the side view, I don't think it is. I'm not really sure. I do like the way the Huntress looks, though. Excited to see this in 3D form as well. Now, we also got a look at some of the 3D animation models for the goblins in the game, which are all rigged up with different animations and ready to go. We've got a kind of a standard running looking animation as he's running off to some cores. We've got a melee animation from making the attack swings themselves, tongue wagging and all. Now, I am assuming by the descriptions underneath that this is a goblin under the effects of some sort of an electrocute. This would be the goblin under the effects of a poison. This would be the stop, drop, and roll for a goblin that is ignited on fire. And then this appears, like I said, just based off of the descriptions, to maybe be kind of a standard death animation of the goblin dying. So we've got some of those 3D models that are all ready to go in the game, and it was nice to see we got to take a peek at some of the little Gobu hotness that's incoming to DDA. Now, we've also got a basic kind of sneak peek look at the base work in progress animation of the 3D model of the Dark Elf Warrior, and I gotta tell you, I am super excited about this one. This looks really, really good. I think they're just doing a great job hitting. This particular 3D model is exactly on point with where I would like to see it, for sure. I think this is just an awesome rendition of the Dark Elf Warrior that we all knew and loved from DD1. Now, we did get some still images of several of the maps. They didn't name them, however, we can kind of come up with a few ideas of what it might be. Here we go with the first image. We got image number 2 showing some of the detail. Now, remember, this is prior to any fine-tuned optimization or any graphics effects that may be layered on after. These are just the still images, so although we do get to appreciate the basic art form, you know, we're really going to have to experience this in-game to fully get a true understanding of the grandeur of some of these maps. Here is another one, and then it looks like we're taking a trip into the Arcane Library here. We've got a couple of nice images of it. Seeing some of the lighting and some of the light effects behind the torches look really, really nice. And kind of an obvious, this one has to be the Arcane Library, right? Now jumping into some more of the actual meat of what's coming in DDA. Hero swapping. Hero swapping has been a hot topic. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people think that it's part of the strategy of playing, some people disagree and want to be able to swap at will. We're going to kind of get the best of both worlds in Dungeon Defenders Awakened. So hero swapping will be a thing, similar to it is in DD2 now, however, it is only going to be during the build phase. So you're not going to be able to swap in and out through multiple DPS heroes in Dungeon Defenders Awakened. However, you will be able to have a 4-hero deck for building, and you can freely swap between those as you're building the map out. Now, in addition, there's some camera improvements. We remember in DD1, when you place a tower, it goes to kind of an overhead view. It allows you to get some more precise and exact placement of your towers. In DD2, it's more of that over-the-shoulder kind of third-person look. We're going to get the option for either or. This will be a toggle that you can switch back and forth. So if you like the overhead view when you're placing towers, you'll be able to have that. If you prefer that third-person over-the-shoulder look, you'll be able to have that as well. And you'll be able to switch back and forth between those modes. Now, some of the abilities from the original heroes will be changing. One of these abilities got shared with us today, and that is Elvish Agility. The invisibility from the Huntress will be going away. That will not be coming in Dungeon Defenders Awakened, and it's going to be replaced with Elvish Agility, which seems like an absolutely incredible ability. This ability is going to increase the Huntress's movement speed, jump height, reload speed, and rate of fire whenever she pops it. So I think this is a great change from invisibility, and although invisibility had its perks, this is going to be really awesome being able to pop this and just go ham on some baddies. And this is one of the new abilities that will be coming for the original heroes back into Dungeon Defenders Awakened. Now, of course, as I mentioned earlier, there's an actual UI/UX expert that's working for Chromatic now. This means we're going to have a good-looking HUD. The interface should be impressive. I'm excited to see what they offer. And then we also got, although it's not a very detailed look, we do have a look at Dungeon Defenders Awakened, the first ever picture of it running on a Nintendo Switch. So that's exciting to see that they've already got the thing up and running on Switch. Now, obviously, unfinished, still lots of development to do. However, they are getting it done and certainly making some progress. Now, although there is a huge amount of work, they are feeling very comfortable with the engineering team that's working on Dungeon Defenders Awakened, and they're excited to see what they can put out. And they talked once again about cross-save functionality. So cross-save functionality is going to happen, y'all. That's pretty awesome. I'm excited about that personally, as I plan on playing on all 4 platforms, really from when the start of this game, as soon as it comes out. Now, they did promise to try to bring us kind of a monthly check-in on DDA, so we shouldn't have any large gaps in silence from Chromatic again. We should be getting some sort of a DDA update once a month going forward until launch. Now, of course, we still don't have any set launch dates or anything like that. The game is scheduled to release in October. I personally would assume that would probably mean a beta would start sometime in September. However, remember, those are tentative schedules. A game in progress and development, it's going to be hard to judge. We don't know when it's going to get here. It should be, hopefully, somewhere around that time frame, though. So we'll have the Kickstarter DD2 skins in next week. We'll have some more info on DD2 coming with the endgame update in a few weeks, and we'll just have to hold on and wait for that. So that will do it for now. Thank you all so much for watching. As I mentioned, I will be quiet this weekend. There will be a couple of days with just some live stream highlights. However, I will be back in town and killing Gobus just next week. So thank you all an absolute ton, and I will see ya next time around. Take it easy.